Welcome aboard, everybody. It's Captain D. We are in the Premier Jet at flight level 280.5, climbing to 410. We just departed Great Falls about 10 minutes ago. The beginning of the recording got kind of screwed up because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So you guys missed the takeoff. For that, I apologize. We are on our way to Lincoln, Nebraska. It is a 740-mile flight. We're climbing to 410. It's about an hour and a half from now, so I decided that I would record this flight. And what I'm going to do, rather than have an hour and a half long video, is we'll record the rest of the climb and part of the cruise, and then we'll either time-lapse or cut into the descent. But this flight's a little interesting. We have an extreme tailwind of 127 knots, and it's getting higher as we climb, which is giving us an excellent ground speed right now of 423 knots. Maybe I will break my all-time record in ground speed in the Premier, which was 540 knots. Our flight plan today is depart Great Falls to the Great Falls VOR, jetway 13 to the Billings VOR, and I think it's 151. Yeah, 151 to Rapid City, and then Rapid City direct. Hope everyone is having a good day. Thanks for taking your time to watch my video. I apologize that I screwed up the beginning of the video. So this one will be a little different, but hey, it's always nice to do something different here. You guys have seen me take off in the Premier Jet a couple of times, so no big loss. So it is Friday, January 15th, 2021. I hope everybody's New Year's off to a great start.
Delta Alpha, contact Salt Lake Center 135.77.
135.77 from Air 390 Delta Alpha. Salt Lake Center, Premier 390 Delta Alpha, climbing through flight level 310 for 410.
390 Delta Alpha, Salt Lake Center, Roger.
Oh, they say you're not supposed to say 4 because it sounds like a number, but that's a habit I have a hard time breaking. Alright, today's flight we're going to 410, which is the absolute ceiling for the Premier Jet. It's taken us a while to get there because we're fully loaded, got 7 passengers on board, plus we've got lots of fuel, so pretty heavy, so it's taken us a while to get there.
62 Bravo Delta, contact Yuma, approach 125.55.
We are on a indicated airspeed flight level change climb 200 knots, giving us about 1,000 feet a minute, give or take. The wind is kind of bouncing us a little bit.
Oakland Center, hello, Walker 380, flight level 260. Walker 380, Oakland Center, roger.
We're about 35 miles from the Billings VOR. Ground speed of 456, 143 knots wind here. That's a lot of wind. Alright, we are passing over the Billings VOR, headed to the Rapid City VOR of distance 261 nautical miles. And we're at about 37,500 feet and having a hard time getting any higher than that. We'll see. We may have to amend our altitude. There's flight level 400. We got 1,000 to go. $500 to go. Will we make it?
The 3499 Mike, Quebec, Simca.
Man, we are getting bounced around quite a bit here. .78 knot tailwind component. That was our 200-foot warning, and we are leveling off at 410. We finally made it. We lost a lot of our tailwind. Now it's kind of a crosswind component. We're only getting about 80 knots of that 129 in a tailwind, which is why we're bouncing around like crazy.
Center 9 Mike would like to start our descent.
The 3499 Mike, to set the pilot's discretion, maintain 6,000 for now. And the Medford altimeter 3038.
9 Mike down to 6,000 and 3038, thanks.
Alright, well, we have reached our cruise, which is telling us here we've got an hour and 16 minutes in flight. So here I'm going to cut off the video and either pick it up on the descent or do a time lapse. If anything comes up, I'll bring the video back on. Hope you guys enjoy.
We're 390 Delta Alpha, leaving the pilot edge coverage area, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Squawking and talking VFR, thanks to the service, 390 Delta Alpha, have a good day.
Good day.
Alright, guys. Alright, guys, we are outside of the pilot edge coverage area, so we are on our own for the rest of the 154-mile flight. We're going to start our descent here in about 20-30 miles. Weather at Lincoln, let's see what we can find here. Alright, at 16:20:54 Zulu, it was 360 at 7 knots, 10 statute miles clear. So, we're probably going to maneuver for the ILS runway 36. Feels very weird putting in a VFR code at 41,000 feet. Alright, we can do what we want here because we're outside the coverage area, so we're going to go direct Lincoln VOR to pick up the approach, and then POTS is our initial approach fix, and we want to be at above 330. So we're going to direct VNAV here. And we're just about at top of descent. Man, that worked out great. We're going to go ahead and add some speed brake here so we don't overspeed as the air density thickens up. Alright, let's take a look and review our altitudes here. Alright, so Lincoln is recommended 6,100, but at POTS your initial approach fix you want to be at 3,300. Then we're going to do a procedure turn to get us pointed in the right direction, and then go down to 2,800 and intercept the ILS. Alright, 33 set. We've got an 1,800 feet a minute rate of descent. Pressurization and everything is looking good. A little bit of ground contact in that hole right in front of us. There we go. Technically, if we were VFR, we would probably want to avoid this, but I'm going to go ahead and stay on the flight plan here. Because if we were making this flight in the real world, there would still be ATC. Unfortunately, Pilot Edge cuts off about halfway through Nebraska. Alright, that's our 1,000-foot warning. We've got 1,000 feet to go on the descent. Alright, and coming down to 3,300, we're leveling off. We'll add a little bit of power here so our speed doesn't bleed off. Lincoln Traffic 390 Delta Alpha is a Premier jet. We are going to pass overhead the field and intercept the ILS for runway 36 Lincoln. 3,300 feet Lincoln. Lincoln Traffic, Premier Jet 390 Delta Alpha is making procedure turn at POTS to intercept ILS 36 Lincoln. There's a 1,000-foot warning for 2,800. Alright, now we're going to intercept the localizer. I've got the runway in sight. Lincoln Traffic, Premier Jet 390 Delta Alpha, 10-mile final runway 36, Lincoln. The approach is armed. Waiting for the glide slope. Gears coming down. Gears down, 1, 2, 3 green. Engine sync is off. Anti-skid set to normal. See the glide slope coming in. We're going to continue to lower speed so we can get into flap speed here and get configured. Approach flaps coming in. Alright, we're on the glide slope. We've got an approach speed of 120 knots. Flaps are in. Localizer, glide slope. Localizer, glide slope. We are good. Gear is down. Flaps are down. Last call. Lincoln traffic. Premier Jet 390 Delta Alpha is on a 4-mile final. Runway 36 full stop Lincoln. Alright, we are landing. There's the autopilot coming off. Absolutely beautiful landing. A little squirrely on the touchdown, but that's because I have cheap rudder pedals. Absolutely beautiful landing. Alright, so we're going to turn off here. At Sierra. Lincoln traffic, Premier 390 Delta Alpha, clear 2-1 on Sierra, going to parking. Alright, turn off all the lights. Flaps are coming up. And I guess this big giant apron over here is a good enough spot as any to park. There's a FBO right over here. I hope everybody enjoyed that flight. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. Leave any of your comments below. Just let's try to keep it professional. And as always, if you have ideas or questions or anything that you want to see done on the next flight, don't hesitate to ask. Until next time, see you later.